Okay, so what if I told you that charisma, it's not some magical gift you're born with? What if it's actually a science, something you can learn, something you can master? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the science of being magnetic and turn it from this big mystery into a skill you can actually use. All right, let's start by tackling a huge assumption right out of the gate. Are those magnetic people we all know just born that way? The luck of the draw? Because we're always told that charisma is this thing you either have or you don't. But what if that's not true at all? What if that's completely wrong? So the very first step to getting a handle on this skill, we've got to completely dismantle the myth that holds so many of us back. Okay, look at this, because this completely flips our usual ideas about charisma on their head. We're taught to think it means being the loudest person in the room, the life of the party. But the truth? Real magnetism, it's actually much quieter. It's not about trying to grab the spotlight for yourself. It's about shining it on someone else. And that's the real difference between that fake, slick charm and a genuine, honest-to-goodness interest in the person you're talking to. So, okay, if it's not about being loud and extroverted, then what in the world is it? Well, the secret, it's all about a massive shift in your mindset. And this one thing, it changes how you walk into every single conversation. Most of us, and we don't even realize we're doing it, we operate from this place of scarcity. Our internal monologue is always running, right? It's asking, what can I get out of this? Do they like me? Do I sound smart? And this internal focus, it creates this needy energy that people pick up on. They can literally feel it when you want something from them, even if it's just approval. And it just naturally makes them pull back. But magnetic people, they operate from the complete opposite place, abundance. Their focus is totally external. They're walking into a room thinking, what can I give here? How can I make this person's day a little better? They just know they have value to give, so they're not trying to get anything back. And here's the crazy paradox, right? The moment you stop needing anything from people, that's when they want to give you everything. And this really brings us to the core of it all. It boils down to one simple question. Are you an energy drain or are you an energy source? Think about it. The drains are the ones who complain, who gossip, who are always interrupting to tell their own story. But the sources, they're the ones who really listen. They ask great questions. It's really that simple. People are just naturally, instinctively pulled toward those who make them feel energized and seen. Okay, so let's get practical. How does this whole mindset thing actually show up in the real world? Because get this, your presence, it's shouting things about you long before you ever open your mouth. And mastering this, it's like having a secret weapon every time you walk into a room. 7 seconds. That is it. That's how fast this happens. Neuroscience has shown that our brains make a snap judgment about someone in just 7 seconds. And that decision, it's based almost 100% on nonverbal stuff. Cues. Things like, are they trustworthy? Are they confident? Your body is answering all these questions for people before you've even had a chance to say hello. And it all starts with your posture. I mean, think about it. Slumped shoulders, that sends a message of defeat. A super stiff, rigid chest, that just screams insecurity. But a nice, relaxed, upright posture, that signals comfort. It signals confidence. It's a nonverbal way of telling everyone in the room, yeah, I belong here. All right, next up is your breath. You know that quick, shallow breathing you do up in your chest? That's a huge signal for anxiety. But that deep, slow breathing that comes from your diaphragm, that projects calm. It projects control. And what's wild is that it doesn't just calm you down. That feeling of calm is contagious. It actually affects the people around you too. And finally, let's talk eye contact. This one's tricky, right? If you avoid it, you look insecure. But if you do too much, it just feels aggressive. You're looking for that sweet spot, that natural, comfortable eye contact. You're not trying to stare them down. You're just creating a connection. You're showing them that they have your 100% undivided attention. And honestly, that's one of the most valuable gifts you can give anyone. So here's the big takeaway from all this. When you master your posture, your breath, and your eye contact, you start to command attention without ever having to force it. You stop trying so hard to be impressive, and instead, you just become present. And that pure presence, that's what's magnetic. Okay, so your presence has captured their attention. Now what do? How do you build on that and create a real, genuine connection? This is where we go way beyond surface-level charm. This is about the art of making people feel truly, deeply seen. And it's really a simple 3-step process. First things first, stop listening just so you can reply. Start listening to actually understand.
You have to quiet that little voice in your head that's always planning the perfect thing to say next. Second, you've got to ask better questions. Ditch what do you do and try something like, what's the most exciting thing you're working on right now? And finally, reflect back the emotion behind what they're saying, not just the words. This shows you're getting what's going on underneath the surface.
Now, this is where the neuroscience gets absolutely fascinating. When a person feels truly seen and understood by you, their brain releases oxytocin. You've probably heard of it. It's the bonding hormone. This isn't just a metaphor. It's a real chemical reaction of trust and connection happening inside their brain. So you're not just having a nice chat. You are literally, chemically, forging a psychological bond with them.
Okay, let's bring all of this together. This entire system, everything we've just talked about, it really just boils down to one single, simple, but incredibly powerful shift in where you put your focus.
And here it is. The secret isn't about how to be interesting. It's about how to be interested. That's it. Just stop trying so hard to be interesting and instead become genuinely interested in other people. Because when you make someone else feel important, you become important to them. When you make them feel valued, you become valuable. Shifting your focus from getting attention to giving it, that is the absolute key to becoming magnetic.
So this is the question I want you to carry with you. In your very next conversation, are you going to add value or are you going to drain energy? Every single interaction you have is a choice, and it's a new opportunity to practice the science of being magnetic. The choice is always yours.